Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Can you play this softer? Shodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tiravana Chare Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shatashishimal Tridandi Goswami His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shatashishimal Tridandi Goswami His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Iskon Vartmanacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Iskon BBT Founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopakapinath Shyamakunda Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Mathura Dhama Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dhama Ki Jai. Jagannath Swami Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai. Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai. Jagannath Swami Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Oh, glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Shtarine. Is there any extension cable? Extension cable.
Power.
Yeah, like this is. Yeah. Thank you. What is the verse?
7.
7?
19:7.
Madhya Lila. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, text 7. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Brahmana Vaishnave Dila Dara Ardadane Eka Chautidana Dila Kutumba Barane. Can somebody turn off the incense? Because it suffocates me. Thank you. Brahmana Vaishnave Dila Tara Ardadhane Eka Chauti Danadila Kutumba Bharane Brahmana Vaishnave Dila Tara Ardadane Eka Chauti Danadila Kutumba Bharane Brahmana Vaishnave Dila Tara Ardadane Eka Chauti Danadila Kutumba Bharane Can I get the chair? Here. Brahmana Vaishnave. To the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, Dila gave as charity Tara of the riches, Ardadane 50%, Eka Chauti Dana 1/4 of the riches, Dila gave Kutumba Bharane to satisfy the relatives. This is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 19, text 7. Translation. Srila Rupa Goswami divided the wealth that he brought back home. He gave 50% in charity to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and 25% to his relatives. Not sure how to do this. It's what better. Purport. This is a practical example of how one should divide his money and retire from household life. 50% of one's money should be distributed to qualified and pure devotees of the Lord. 25% may be given to family members, and 25% may be kept for personal use in case of emergency. Brahmana Vaishnava Dila Tara Arda Dane Eka Chauti Dana Dila Kutumba Barane. Srila Rupa Goswami divided the wealth that he brought back home. He gave 50% in charity to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and 25% to his relatives. So there was a discussion. What does this mean? Does this mean of the gross income, or when you separate everything, then whatever is left after your expenses, is it 50% of this? So I don't know what was the conclusion about this, but in any case, giving something is recommended. And I think in Christians have this tithing. It's called tithing. That means they give 10% of their income. So giving for the spiritual or religious purposes is recommended. And whatever you can give, it's beneficial. But this is instruction to give some parameters. So, how should devotee relate to money? People think that money is the honey, and me think that vani is the honey. Vani. Vani. You know what is vani? What is vani?
Instructions.
Instructions, teachings. Vanipedia. You know Vanipedia? Vanipedia? So we think that Vani is the honey, but if you use money to spread Vani, then money also becomes honey. So, and yesterday, I think, what is your name? Sriman Lucas mentioned that Vishnumurti Prabhu, who is my very dear friend, and he's my coach also, and trainer, and he's the head of Vanipedia. So he created this Vanipedia, online encyclopedia of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, to systematically present Srila Prabhupada's Vani. So Vani and money are connected, and for example, he's presenting Vani, and he never has a lack of money. He always has money because he also is doing Bhaktivedanta library services. So his wife is selling some devotional items, but also they get some donations from donors, people who want to help Vanipedia, who want to spread Srila Prabhupada's teachings online. So how Srila Prabhupada related to money? Once disciples of a Mayavadi guru were complaining to devotees that our guru, he doesn't want to even touch money. And devotees, they say, our guru, he takes all money that he gets and he counts very precisely. and he doesn't spend even a cent for himself. Our Guru, Srila Prabhupada, he likes money, but he uses every cent or every penny he uses for Krishna service. So this is real renunciation or yukta vairagya, where you engage mundane things or mundane energy, you engage it in Krishna service, and in this way it becomes spiritualized. So this is real detachment. Detachment is not that you don't touch money, but you actually collect a lot of money and spend it to spread Vani, to spread the teachings of Lord Krishna. So acharyas, they show by example how to do things, even practical things. And Srila Prabhupada did this, and he instructed his disciples that please do as I have done. Please do as I have done. And there is many instructions in his letters, also how the GBC and leaders, how they should act and what they should do. And he taught one principle of doing the needful. So maybe you don't want to deal with money, but sometimes we have to deal with money, and we have to be careful with money. And when I was in Argentina, I gave a seminar called Financial Competence for Devotees. So this was about how to relate to money and how to make money. And there are some spiritual principles and there are some professional principles, how to earn money, how to get money. Srila Prabhupada tells a story how two men are speaking, and one is asking the other, "Are you intelligent?" And he starts to put his hands in his pockets and opening his pockets out. You know, when you take the pocket out and you can see if there is anything inside. And the other man was asking, "So what are you doing?" He said, "Well, I would be intelligent, I would have money in my pocket." So Srila Prabhupada wanted to, as far as I understand, he wanted to impress upon his disciples that they should use their intelligence to get money and use it in Krishna service, not to complain about not having money. One of the greatest secrets of making money is actually to work. Did you know that? People are complaining, devotees are complaining that I don't have money, and I ask a devotee, but do you do anything? I mean, do you do any work? He says, no, actually there is unemployment, there is no jobs. So what I recommend is please go to your neighbor and ask him to wash his car and see if he reciprocates in any way. So unemployment is actually a myth. It's a myth of the mundane society, and it also spills into devotional society, where devotees say that, well, there is, it's very hard to get a job. In the history of humankind, there was never time that there was no work. There is always some work. But one who is lazy, he actually likes when there is unemployment, because he can say, oh, there is no job, so I cannot work. And then maybe you can get on social welfare, and then you maybe it's not enough for you, or you use social welfare money for buying some marijuana or watching TV or something. On the internet, there is so many things for free. They offer for free. So we all like free stuff. But actually nothing is free in this world. When something is offered for free, it's offered for free so that you can soon start buying something. It's just a teaser or a taster. So there is one book by one famous success teacher called Something for Nothing, and he speaks how generations of families don't work and they are on social welfare. When I was in England, for some time I was living in squats because I didn't want to pay for my rent. My family went to America, and then I didn't want to pay for myself for the room. So I found devotees who know where are squats. So what is a squat? A squat is actually a place or a flat that belongs to someone, but legally you can enter, according to law from the 19th century in England, you can enter legally and nobody can kick you out as long as you are inside. So we entered the squat, we changed the lock, we have our own lock, and we stayed there for free. And there is heating, and there is warm water for shower. If you take warm water, I don't know, maybe you take cold water for shower. And then you don't have to pay anything there. And there is families who live like this. There is families who live in squats for 20, 30 years. But they have to change places sometimes, go to different places. So I was learning from some boys who were like aspiring devotees or like bhaktas, uninitiated. I was learning from them how to live in London for free. And London is a very expensive city. But if you sleep in the squat, and if you go to the shops when they close and they want to throw away something, or there is something that they cannot sell next morning or next day, they can give you for a very cheap price or for free vegetables and different things. So one of the boys used to come from the shop and bring tons of vegetables and things. I mean, you have to clean it a little bit, cut it, but it's usable. You can cook it, and so if you use your intelligence, actually you can live without money. There is a guy in Ireland, famous, he made a brand out of himself, a man who lives without money. So if one uses his intelligence, he can do anything, amazing things. Now, many people don't understand the value of the work of the brahmanas and the knowledge, and therefore they don't give donations so easily or don't give at all. Therefore, people who are doing some teaching, they charge for their courses, sometimes huge amounts of money, and in this way they maintain themselves, or they become rich, or they become too rich. So, and for us, Srila Prabhupada also was asked by a journalist, they are suspicious. They say, oh, maybe you're financed by CIA. So how do you maintain yourself? Journalists ask with suspicion, how do you maintain yourself? And Srila Prabhupada would sometimes say that we sell books, we get donations, we sometimes sell, some other things. But sometimes he would not try to explain like this. He would look at the journalist in the eye, and he would say, Krishna tells people like you to give us money. And then the journalist would be shocked. And at the end, sometimes he would give a donation. So Srila Prabhupada was so convinced that Krishna will inspire people to give us money, what we need, if we continue with the preaching mission and devotional service. So he didn't worry about money. And if you look from the material point of view, Srila Prabhupada was an amazing success story, even from the financial point of view. I mean, he came with a couple of dollars, and after 10, 11 years, he had so many centers around the world and so many followers who, many of them are rich. I mean, the grandson of Ford, Ambarish Prabhu, he also became a devotee and became Srila Prabhupada's disciple and follower, and he gave also, and still is giving, so much Lakshmi for the preaching mission. So there is this myth of scarcity. In Switzerland you don't experience this so much, but if you go to the east or to the south, then some countries are more poor and people experience scarcity, that there is a lack of something. But actually this is a myth. Scarcity is just created by humans who want to manipulate and who want to take a lot of money. Just like people are saying that this whole corona thing was made so that some people can get even richer. I don't know exactly how, but it makes sense. They can get richer, they can get more money by some manipulation. But it is said that some people have scarcity mentality and some people have abundance mentality. And abundance mentality is that you see everywhere, you see opulence, especially opulence of God. The name of God is Bhagavan. That means one who possesses all opulences. So he is not poor, and why should his servants be poor? And there is a saying, what you misuse, you will lose. So if human beings misuse the resources from the nature and everything that has been given to them by God, then they will lose it. They will lose it. So now this planet has a lot of misuse, and in some places there is a lot of scarcity. So whatever misuse, whether you misuse a person or misuse resources, at one point you will lose. This is simply the law of God. This is simply the way that God deals with people. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada explains how to be God is not an easy job. Why? Because so many people have so many desires and they are praying for different things. So when Germany and Great Britain were in war, Germans were praying for the victory and the British were praying for victory. And so what is God supposed to do? How can he give a victory to both? And at that time they didn't know about the concept of win-win. But there was only win concept. Either I win and you lose, or I lose or you win. So also thief is praying to God, mighty Lord, please help me steal tonight something. And the householder is praying, mighty Lord, please protect me from thieves who want to steal my wealth. So God is now perplexed. He's bewildered. How can I satisfy both of these people? They are praying sincerely. And as a God, I'm supposed to answer their prayers. So in most religions in the world, people have this attitude to ask something from God. Therefore, they have a prayer, mighty Lord, please give me something. Or there is a prayer, Lord, give us our daily bread, or either our daily chapati. But in our strange Hare Krishna religion, we have this strange attitude of, mighty Lord, please take something from me, not give me something. God is not an order supplier. We are His order supplier, although He has supplied everything, but we are the ones who should use everything He has given in His service. So we pray to God to actually to take something from us, not to give us something. So this is what is special and attractive about Krishna consciousness, that we want to give something. We want to offer something. Srila Prabhupada, he spoke to the students in universities in America. Some of them were Indian students. He said, I didn't come here to take something from you. I came here to give something to you. I came here to give. So we want to give people Krishna consciousness. We want to give people prasadam. We want to give people Srila Prabhupada's books. And especially we want to give people opportunity to develop a relationship with a pure devotee of the Lord, Srila Prabhupada. Because by His mercy, they will be able to approach Krishna. And they will be able to become Krishna conscious. He has given us everything. And we can try to immerse ourselves in His teachings. So we were speaking the other day with Vishnumurti Prabhu about how this can be done, and he has nicely given 4 stages how this can be done. First is exploration. So first you look at the teachings and explore, read, find different quotes that you want to study. Shishiko Nitai ki jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai. We see that in our movement, people come, they read, they get attracted to philosophy, they get attracted to the teachings, and then they start doing service. And then they forget about philosophy, and they forget to read, and they forget why they are here, and after some time they leave. So don't be such a person who forgets why you have come here and what is the purpose of being here. And therefore we hear every day Srimad Bhagavatam and hopefully read also. Now you can have a wonderful experience hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, but maybe you don't have experience reading very deeply, immersing yourself in the teachings of the Vedas, teachings of Krishna's pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. So these 4 stages are explore, immerse yourself. So after you get maybe some quotes that are topical, quotes that are on a certain topic, and then you want to study this very carefully. So then you immerse yourself, you try to understand more deeply, and then you become convinced. After immersing yourself, you become convinced about the value of these instructions, and you discuss with devotees how this can be applied also. How this can be applied for the benefit of everyone. So practical application of knowledge, and then you can share it with others or influence others with these teachings, or teach others vani or instructions. So we can use these 4 stages and develop a greater taste for reading. Just like in the seminar we were doing this devotee success partnership, where you choose one verse and work on it for a week, and then you discuss with your success partner how you can apply this and how it is going for you. And for example, with one devotee we are working on some verses that are describing the mind, how to deal with the mind, how to make the mind a friend, how to engage nicely the mind in Krishna's service. And in Bhagavad Gita there is 66 verses that mention mind, and 77 verses that have the word mind as a root in the word. So it's like mindfulness or mindless or some. But the word mind is mentioned 66 times, and all these verses are very powerful, actually, tools for dealing with the mind. And And Vanipedia website actually allows this topical study because they already have so many quotes about any topic. So if you have any goal to achieve or any problem to solve, you can look at the Vanipedia and find a category, and you can study quotes because devotees have compiled. These quotes are already there. And then you can discuss it with the devotee who is maybe your success partner. So I gave a online class the other day for the Latino devotees, which means devotees from Spain and South America and maybe Portugal. And then one devotee wrote me after this, senior devotee, he said, "Oh, where is this in Shastra?" This is like something, I didn't hear this from Prabhupada. Then I sent him verses that actually support this idea of devotees helping each other. I call it success partnership, but you don't have to call it like this. You can call it friendship, you can call it a working relationship, you can call it cooperation, you can call it helping each other succeed. So you can just call it anything you like. You don't have to call it success partnership, but I think it's a nice phrase, devotee success partnership. And then I said, well, in Upadeshamrita it is said, Guya Makyati Prichati, confidential conversations. Then in the one of the 4 main verses of Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Mat Chitta Madgata Prana Bodayantas Parasparam Katayantas Chamam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. This verse mentions that devotees enlightening each other. So, in this success partnership, actually devotees enlighten each other because they share their realizations about Krishna and their knowledge about Krishna. Then there is a prayer in the 5th canto of Prahlad Maharaj, where he says that those who are engaged in devotional service, they think of each other's welfare. They give up selfishness. They think how this devotee will benefit. You think how this devotee will benefit, how I will benefit this devotee, how he will succeed. And you want his or her success more than your own. So thinking of each other's welfare. And then we see that Prachetas, when they were chanting the song of Lord Shiva together, then Lord Vishnu became so pleased that he came on Garuda and he said, I am so pleased with your friendly relationships that I want to give you any benediction. So when devotees have friendly relationships, this is very pleasing to the Lord. Always thinking, how can I serve this devotee? How can I give something to this devotee? And Srila Prabhupada says that our movement has been created to actually facilitate 6 loving exchanges. Dadati pratigrinati guyam akyati prichati bhunkte bhujate chaiva shadvida priti lakshanam. This is verse 4 in Upadeshamrita, or Nectar of Instruction. This is a small book. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, we are offering to people prasadam, we are offering to people books, we are offering whatever we can to give them Krishna consciousness, and they sometimes also reciprocate. So this movement, the purpose of this movement is to facilitate 6 loving exchanges. And sometimes we forget this and we start to act mechanically. We follow the rules and do service because we have to do it, otherwise we have to leave. But we forget why we have come to this movement. Srila Prabhupada says the purpose of this movement is to facilitate 6 loving exchanges. Giving gifts, accepting gifts, giving prasadam, accepting prasadam, and speaking confidentially and listening to confidential words of another devotee. So some of you who are here, we have come to the seminar and you have experienced a little bit how this conversation can help when you are discussing with another devotee how to apply the Shastra. And I recommend, I have also, we have recorded it also, it's on my Facebook also, there is recording, most of the seminar is recorded. We didn't record the part where we speak one-to-one because this is exercise and sometimes it's confidential, but explanations we have recorded, and I have from other also cities recordings of this. So if you like, you can learn about this. How can we help each other succeed? You have seen the poster also there. How can we help each other succeed? And this is a very structured way or systematic way. How can we help each other succeed? And in this way, devotees can cultivate very nice friendships, and then they will not want to leave, because people leave sometimes because they don't have friends in Krishna consciousness. But this is a structure where you can have deep conversations with other devotees, which is very satisfying, and you can speak about your obstacles if you're facing something, and in this way devotees can help each other. And then it is said, if husband and wife don't quarrel, Lakshmi stays in the house. So similarly, I think that the Lord also, He rewards any kind of cooperation, and if devotees don't fight against each other and don't criticize each other, He will give enough resources, even when other people are in crisis, but He will give enough resources for devotees to continue with devotional service, and also to even feed other people who maybe will be in scarcity if the economic times becomes hard. So devotees can feed people. Like in England, Parashuram Prabhu organizing so much prasadam distribution for the homeless, for those who have no money, and so every problem is an opportunity. When there is epidemic or pandemic, then this is opportunity for devotees to do more service and to preach more and to give more prasadam, and Krishna will supply food. So, but we just need to prepare it and distribute it, or and to speak to people and to chant. So for the devotee, scarcity is a myth. Abundance is reality. There is so many resources. Universe is not poor. Universe is full of resources, and universe belongs to God. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. I want to stop here and see if there is any questions.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for the lecture. In the verse it stated that Rupa Goswami, he split his money when he retired, right?
I think so, yeah.
So like devotees, often I hear them discuss like how grihastas should act with their money, like also like this, half for the devotees, half for quarter for family and quarter for themselves. But here he said, isn't it said like
closer?
Wasn't it said like if you retired, this is how you do it?
No. You in the 7th canto you have this chapter called Ideal Family Life, and there is also it said that one of the duties of a grihasta is to give charity, not only when he retires, but before that too.
Yeah, that's true. That's clear, but with this quarter, I mean half for the devotees, quarter and quarter.
Nobody can follow this.
Yeah.
So let's be practical. Give anything you can, as much as you can. But develop this mentality of giving. Develop mentality of giving. Don't just... I mean, devotees say, oh, if I become rich, I will give for Krishna. Then they become rich, then they say, oh, Krishna already has so much. And so many people are giving to Krishna, so why should I give to Krishna? And then they buy an expensive car, or sunglasses, and hat. So, Maya can tell you things like this. But I want to say that don't be afraid to give. Don't be afraid to give. But at the same time, here is a very reasonable proposal. You also have to keep for yourself something. So in order to be able to give, you have to have something for yourself to survive. But there is an amazing verse in the Bhagavatam which says, if you give what is most dear to you, you earn eternal life. And then in the purport, Hridayananda Maharaj explains, wife, children. You may say, oh, it's not a problem for me to give my wife and children. They're on my case for the last 50 years. But what is most dear to you? I mean, like sometimes you look, there is feast, like today, and you look, wow, there is the last samosa. And you know, another Bhakta Prabhu, another Bhakta who likes samosas even more than you, and you say, I'm going to give it to this Prabhuji, and I think Krishna will be pleased if I do this. And you really like, I mean, you're like saliva, like drooling, and you say, okay, I will do this sacrifice now. Last samosa goes to Bhakta Prabhu. Bhakta Prabhu is Bhakta who is little proud. Yes?
Just for understanding, like giving wife and children means giving up, or?
No, it's much harder than that.
Selling.
Giving up is easy. Like running away from responsibility is easy. Giving your wife and children to Krishna, it means helping them to be Krishna conscious. That also means tolerating that they don't want to be Krishna conscious. I mean, not wife, maybe more Krishna conscious than husband, so I don't want to be unfair. But maybe like teenage children, but you don't give up on them. I mean, many devotees' children, when they are teenagers, they have this phase where they are in Maya for some time, and then they come back and they say, okay, now I want to be Krishna conscious. You know, now I want to maybe, I don't know, whatever, stop with my habits. And then you see, this child had a seed in their heart, and now it's growing. But for some time, they had to experience, maybe last time, experience some material life. And you know, if you joined young, you say, oh, you know, I joined young, I didn't enjoy, and I have to go back and enjoy, and then come back more serious. And I say, well, so many lifetimes you have been enjoying. Why do you think in this life, you have to experience it again? It's chewing the chewed. But Maya is so strong, we are attracted, and we say, oh, I joined young, and I missed the opportunity to enjoy sense gratification, so let me go back and try again. And then you go back and you see, well, it doesn't give me happiness. And you come back and you say, okay, devotees, please forgive me, I want to get serious now. And you get serious. But you don't have to do this phase, because in past lives you have done this so many times, but you forgot. If you have to do it, it's risky, because you can really get deep in Maya. So once you are here, don't go away. Even if you have problems, whatever, but just stay somehow. So giving it's very important to I mean, I have in one of my seminar, I have grow giver's heart. Grow giver's heart. This is a whole section in this seminar. The seminar is called Bhagavad Gita for Your Success. So, grow giver's heart, heart of a giver. Always ask yourself, how can I give? How can I give? And then some devotees tell me, oh, I have been giving, but people take advantage. I have been giving, and they say, give more, and they don't ask me if I need something, and I become depressed. Nobody cares about my needs. So that means your motive for giving is not 100% Krishna conscious. You're giving because you know Krishna is pleased, and you're giving because you know that there is unlimited resources. Unlimited resources. And you can give material things, you can give money, you can develop a habit of giving, you know, material things. But what is difficult to give is love, attention, you know, giving up envy, listening to people. That's hard to give, because to listen to people and to be interested in their lives, you have to give up envy, and you have to become interested in their success and to help them. So we need to practice these things, and even if you don't feel like, if you don't feel like giving or giving people time, attention. But just try. Just like two of you were in the seminar, and then, you listen to each other, you speak about the verse, how can we apply it, and then you see, this is so satisfying that we are discussing this. I mean, usually we don't have time to sit like this and discuss, and then your faith grows, and you develop more faith in Krishna, in devotees, and you feel satisfied to have a deeper relationship with another devotee, and it's wonderful. And this is what Krishna says, enlightening each other, always talking about me, helping each other, thinking of each other's welfare. So this is what we need to do. Okay? One more question? You have got everything, my God. Amazing. Now everything is peaceful. The whole universe. And the Lord of the universe is smiling. So, okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
You take Chaitanya Charitamrita upstairs, or?
Yes.
Where?
Krishna Pararupa's room.
Ah.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Secret place.
We don't have the Madhya in English. It's